Welcome back. Same oven, different video. So today we're going to talk about how I kind of break down this oven and when I'm dealing with a high amps or a low amps, or no amps, but that's a different situation. So you have three different possibilities. You have high amps, which is over 20, which will blow your fuse. Low amps, which is amping, but under 10 amps. So that's when you're going to get an F3 meg current error. And no amps, we already talked about blowing a 20 amp fuse. Now there is a couple other things that can blow a 20 amp fuse, and we're going to talk about those today. So first thing we need to know about this oven, it's 2 microwaves. So if we take and we divide this oven in half, we have side 1 and side 2. And then if you watch my long form video, that's side duck. Usually the guy who made these ovens or put these ovens together, instead of putting a 2, put a duck. So this will be forever referred to as side duck and side 1. So when you're dealing with an oven and you're not sure you're getting low amps, you can actually split this oven in half. You should get about 8 amps on either side, totaling about 16 amps, right? So if we wanted to divide this oven, there's a good rule of thumb. We can actually take all these wires off of this transformer. So give me a second, I will show that right now. One less fan shroud helps. So we take all of our leads off of our primary side. So what this has done now, maybe we'll get this off. That one's really on there. All right, so what we've done, you want to have these out of the way, make sure they're not going to short to anything. But what we've done is we removed our 208 from this side. So side 1 is now fully disconnected. If you really want to go wild on it, you can also disconnect your filaments. So that fully removes this side. So done. When we fire this up, if we get 8 amps on this side, everything is working good on this side. We can then swap and then go the other side. Now that gives us the ability to figure out, is it a left or a right problem, which is good. Now the next thing is, if it was high, there's a few things that are going to cause a high amp versus a low amp. So high amps being over 20 is going to be related to 2 specific things. So we can kind of divide this oven up and we can say high amps are going to usually be related to your high voltage transformer or your high voltage capacitor. If we had low amps, say we're getting, 4, that still probably wouldn't cause a problem. You're getting 2. The next thing we'd want to look at is either our diode or our magnetron. So typically that's where you are with troubleshooting if you rebuilt your oven. At this point, we're not rebuilt, so that kind of helps a little bit. But when you're looking at this oven, that is how I decide when I'm troubleshooting and say I had just rebuilt this oven and I have no idea what's going on. Start with your baseline. Split the oven in half, figure out if it's side 1 or side duck, and then you can just decide at that point, is it going to be related to my diode, my mag, or if I'm going over, say I'm shooting way over, I'm getting 60 amps. That's bad. It could be your high voltage capacitor, which we can test these, or it could be your actual transformer, which we can also test. They will also smell really bad if they go bad. So it's a pretty good chance if you have one of these go bad, that's when you see the smoke rolling out the side. It could just be this guy, and I'll tell you what, pretty easy when you walk in, it's a big black mess. It's usually the part that's bad. So hopefully this helps you out in dividing this up. On this video, I'll also show kind of the highlights. I'll highlight the spaces on this document that we're going over on what this actually would look like on that document. It helps out a little bit. So next week, we're gonna, how do I troubleshoot our high voltage capacitor, our diode, and our high voltage transformer. All really good things and all really easy things once you know how to do it. So I'll see you next week. I'll get these on a table and we'll measure some stuff. Thank you for watching. See you next time.